All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our Road to Homeownership, buying a home in 2024 without tax return. There are a lot of obstacles to buying a home and qualifying for a loan anyway. People who, like me, are self-employed, maybe write off a lot of their business expenses every year to avoid paying taxes. That can get us in a position where we may not be able to qualify for a traditional home loan. So we wanted to talk about some non-traditional ways of lending and how they can help people who may not otherwise qualify to be able to buy a home. So who are we? I've got Chad Mitchell here with me. He is a finance and wealth strategist and has savings and lending programs that the traditional banks cannot offer. My name is Amanda. I am a real estate agent and investor in Northern Colorado. So I help people buy homes lots of different ways, not just your traditional buy and sell, but we'll kind of go through some of the other programs that in tandem with Chad's non-qualified mortgages that we can help people get into the home of their dreams. So, just for fun. If you have not been to one of our webinars before, Chad and I met in high school. I shouldn't put the year on there, gives it away. But we came across each other a couple years ago, found out we were in the same industry, had a lot of similar interests and programs that we were putting together for our buyers. So here we are.
The Couch Surfer Challenge. If you're a realtor and you've got clients that are renting and couch surfing, or if you are looking for a house, it allows us to transition a renter into a buyer. If you are looking for a house and you just haven't had any luck or nobody's pointed you in the right direction, this is the webinar for you.
So Chad, tell us a little bit about, you wrote a book, 101 Loan Programs. So tell us a little bit about traditional lending and what is required in order for someone to be able to get one of those loans. And then maybe we can go into some of the other ones that most people don't know about.
Most people, if they go to a big bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and they want to apply for a loan, the first thing they're going to ask you is, do you have tax returns? So there's a whole other culture of lending out there. Big banks do not want you to know about because they're the competition and they are more accommodating than the banks are allowed to be. Many people don't have the tax returns to qualify for a lot of the loan programs that are government backed, like your Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and FHA loans. There's nothing special about a Wells Fargo or a Bank of America. They are all selling the same loans. Even me, I'm a mortgage broker and we have a small boutique shop and we offer the same exact loans as Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Qualifying for it in our economy is where a lot of people are falling short. The only way that the government's loans and the big banks are going to help you out is by showing that you've paid your taxes. Basically, you can't get the man's loan if you don't pay the man his cut. Bank statement loan. If you're going to buy a home, an owner-occupied home, you and your family are going to live in it, and you don't have the tax returns. So we'll look at your bank statements and be able to tell how much money you make. The fact that you haven't paid Uncle Sam yet still doesn't mean you don't make that much money. So for all of you small business owners out there that write off all your income as expenses, that program is for you. P&L loan. If you're a business owner and you write everything off and you're using your business to qualify you instead of your own income, we'll look at the profit and loss and the financial health of your business, and we'll be able to tell how much money you're making that way. Another one is a lease option, and this is probably the one that most Americans in this economic climate are going to take advantage of. If you're renting and you want to become a homeowner and you're tired of moving around, this lease option is the way for you to move into your house now while we are addressing the things that are needed to get you qualified for a loan. And then we'll get your credit fixed and figure out what loan program to put you on and give you some more time to save up a down payment. Live in the house now, move your kids in, get them set up in school, move all your furniture and decorations in. There's no minimum credit score. However, having your credit at least 680 gives you a lot more help when it comes to the terms on these loans. Just know that if you've been turned down from a bank, there's other options available for you. This is my course right here, and we go through all the different types of loan programs that the banks won't be able to offer you.
We talked a little bit about, I said self-employed, you talked about a P&L with business owners. So small business owners who write off a lot of their expenses. These lease option deals, I've done several of them for some of my buyers. Some of them have higher levels of debt, lower credit scores, and there's programs they can take advantage of through you and your lending services to have credit repair specialists to help kind of build them up in the process while they're renting to be able to qualify. You talked about the DSCR loans, so real estate investors can benefit from these as they're buying their rental properties. Anybody who's freelance or seasonal or gig economy workers with varying income, if it's a seasonal job where the bulk of your money is made over certain months of the year and not in others, there's just a lot of people who benefit from these non-traditional lending programs options. And if they're not aware of them, if they're not educated on them, they don't know that there is an option for them. So that's kind of our goal here, is just to educate everybody on what their options are. Self-employed, we talked about if you have your regular income or lots of write-offs. The whole premise of this particular webinar is without tax returns. So tell us what a bank statement loan looks like. What do I have to present? What do I have to show in order to qualify for one of those?
The big takeaway from those bank statement loans for a lot of people is even if you're a W-2 employee, you can get the benefit of showing income, and the interest rates won't be hard money. So if you can prove that you make money and that you can take more of the risk out for the lenders, you're going to get better terms.
Tell us a little bit about your course. We've talked about all these people who may not qualify. What does it take to get there, and how do they learn more about it? And you have a whole course built around this, right?
Here's the entire course right here at Metropolis University, going over how to buy a house, how to buy an investment property, how to build wealth over 2-3 decades using specialized savings accounts and insurance, and then of course the loans that we offer as well. But if you were just going to go into the Couch Surfer Challenge, which is a great curriculum for anybody who's never bought a house before, we break these down for what loan amounts you qualify for, your credit scores, how to build credit, primary residence loan types, and these are really the different loan programs that we were talking about earlier. Down payment on buying a house, how to actually turn your mortgage payments each month into a tax-exempt retirement account. That's a little more higher brow on the next level, but all of the stuff is here in the course. If you guys want to check it out, I've got some tools for you guys. If you want to follow me on social media, just go to Metropolis Monthly. Here's a whole playlist. So I just got back from the Colorado Mortgage Summit right before the new year, so we can see how all the trends are going in lending.
So we allow you to buy an investment property without owning a primary, without showing any income. But either way, if you want this house, you want to buy it as an investment, you're okay doing that. Let's make it happen, and then you can refinance that later to owner-occupied property.
And if you guys want to get a translation on all of that and the math, come meet up with me tomorrow. We'll put a game plan together for you.
What you guys might or might not have picked up on in that video, and it got very jargon heavy, right? So if you're not a loan originator, you might not understand 3/4 of what that guy said. But in a nutshell, what he is talking about is a strategy on how to buy an investment property when you're a renter, and then possibly moving into that house later on. There's so many ways to buy a house. Like I said in that video, if you're not a homeowner in the next 12 months, it's because you really weren't serious about becoming one to begin with. We'll figure out a way to make you a homeowner. There are a lot of programs right now. Lenders are hungry. They're losing deals every day because interest rates are where they're at. So many lenders are getting very creative and they want to make deals. So if you want to get in a home, now's a good time. And the general public is always wrong, always. And so if everybody's saying one thing, you should probably do another thing. If you even sniff that interest rates are coming down 1% next year before the election, what do you think is going to happen in that time? Everybody's going to think, oh my gosh, rates are going to go down and now's the time to buy. And so what's going to happen to prices? They're going to go through the roof. You're going to get in a bidding war. Everybody thinks that rates suck right now. If you're out there and you're saying, I'm going to wait till rates go down, well, so's everybody else. And everybody else is going to be willing to pay more too. If you want to get a 6-month discount for staying ahead of the curve, then we should get you qualified as soon as possible. You can go to my website, metropolis-equity.com. Here's my site right here. You can see different loan programs that we have. You can see our projects that we have going on. Just go to my case study calendar right here. And every single week we have a topic. Go check out some of these. It's going to make you think. Remember, we're not trying to do what everybody else is doing. We're trying to stay ahead of the curve because the economy is going to do what it's going to do. And it runs in cycles. That's pretty much it from all of my stuff. Now's the time to just really schedule a call. And here's how you can do that with me is just go to metropolis-equity.com or in any of my social media videos, you'll see a link there to my Couch Surfer Challenge initial consultation. And that's when we'll really take a look at what your situation is, what your credit score is, how much money you make, what your down payment is, what type of house you want to buy in the area, find out how much that's going to be. It's always better to come from a position of strength before you start shopping for a house. You wouldn't go to the grocery store, put a bunch of food in the cart, go up to the cashier, and then start checking in your pockets to make sure you brought your debit card with you, right? So why would you do that on the biggest purchase that you're probably ever going to make in your entire life? Everybody that takes action and actually sets up a time with me to do that, if you're serious, I'll give you free access to my Couch Surfer Challenge course. We usually charge about $100 online. Sometimes I run specials for $50. But if you take action and you schedule a time with me, I'll give you free access to this course. It's got a ton of value in it. You don't need to wait. There's never a better time to plant a tree than today, other than yesterday, right? So if you want to get on that path and that road to home ownership, we've got a lot of solutions. Amanda, you got anything else?
That's it. We'll put the link to your website, your calendar, and the newsletter and everything that kind of we've talked about today for everybody to get in contact with us. I'll put my information as well. This is not a location-specific program. Chad has the ability to loan in any state. And I, even though I am based in Northern Colorado, like Chad said, I have a nationwide network of realtors. So if there is somebody who's looking in another state, I have the capability to put them in touch with someone who can help them find houses like this as well. So we've got both of our information there. Would love to talk to everybody and see how we can help you get on that road to homeownership.
In the meantime, you should check out my newsletter, The Metropolis Monthly. It's modern day money stories to help you stay ahead of the curve. So we'll talk to you soon. And until then, stay ahead of the curve.